Love is a language that the heart learns before the mind understands it. When a man and a woman come together, they bring with them two different worlds, two different ways of feeling, expressing, and healing. Yet at the deepest level, both are reaching for the same thing: connection, safety, and the freedom to love without fear. To understand the heart of a man, we must first see beyond his silence. A man's heart is not loud. It speaks in actions more than in words. He shows his love not always through expression, but through the things he does quietly, the ways he tries to protect, to provide, to fix what feels broken. Many times women misread this silence as distance, but in truth, it is his way of loving without overwhelming. When a man loves, he wants to be enough. He wants to feel that he is the reason she smiles, that his efforts matter, that his presence gives her peace. Inside every man, no matter how strong or confident he appears, there is a small place that wonders, am I doing enough? Am I making her happy? He might not say these words, but they echo softly within him. The heart of a man thrives when he feels trusted. Trust to him is not just belief in his words, it is belief in his intentions. When a woman trusts that he means well, even when he falters, his heart opens wider. When she believes that his efforts come from love, even when imperfect, he feels safe to love more deeply. A man's heart blossoms not when he is corrected, but when he is accepted. A woman, on the other hand, loves through connection. Her soul speaks through emotion. She feels most alive when she can share, when her feelings are received without judgment, when her emotions are understood, not fixed. The soul of a woman is like a river. It flows with intensity, sometimes calm, sometimes wild, but always seeking to reach the ocean of understanding. To understand the soul of a woman, one must listen without trying to control her feelings. Her emotions are not problems to solve. They are expressions of her inner truth. When she shares what she feels, she is not asking for solutions. She is asking for presence. She wants to know that her heart is safe in your silence, that her tears are not too much, and that her emotions do not make her hard to love. In love, a woman gives what she hopes to receive: tenderness, empathy, and connection. A man gives what he hopes will make her happy: strength, protection, and security. Yet their love languages sometimes collide. When she expresses her feelings, he might hear criticism. When he withdraws to think, she might feel rejection. This misunderstanding becomes the distance between Mars and Venus, but it is also the opportunity to grow closer. When a man learns to listen with patience, without feeling attacked, he gives a woman the gift of emotional freedom. And when a woman learns to appreciate his efforts without judging his silence, she gives him the gift of emotional confidence. In these moments, love becomes less about changing each other and more about understanding each other. The heart of a man needs to feel successful in love. The soul of a woman needs to feel seen in love. When he feels successful, he gives more. When she feels seen, she opens more. These two energies feed each other, creating a circle of emotional nourishment. True love begins not when two people agree on everything, but when they understand that their differences are not barriers, but bridges. A man's heart and a woman's soul are not meant to be the same. They are meant to complement each other, to teach each other balance. His calm helps soothe her storms, and her warmth helps melt his walls. Together, they create harmony not through perfection, but through acceptance. Love is not about never feeling hurt. It is about knowing that even in moments of pain, you are still safe in the other person's heart. When a man and a woman begin to understand this truth, they stop trying to win in love and start trying to grow in love. Love is not something we master. It is something we remember. Deep within us, we already know how to love. We knew it before fear, before pride, before expectations. But as we grow, life teaches us protection more than openness. Men learn to hide their emotions so they can appear strong, and women learn to hold back their needs so they do not seem demanding. Yet true love asks for the opposite. It asks for honesty. It asks for the courage to be real again. A man's heart carries quiet battles that few ever see. He may smile, he may provide, he may lead, but often beneath it all, there is a soft ache, a wish to be understood without having to explain. When he feels that he cannot win in love, he retreats. This is not rejection, it is reflection. When he withdraws, he is trying to find his strength again, to return to her not as a burden, but as her rock. For a woman, his silence can feel like abandonment. Her soul begins to question, did I do something wrong? Does he still care? What she doesn't realize is that his withdrawal is not a sign of less love, but a way to restore the love he wants to give. When she gives him patience, when she trusts that his distance is temporary, she allows his heart to breathe again. A woman's soul is radiant when she feels emotionally safe. Her eyes shine differently when she knows she can speak her truth and still be loved. Her beauty deepens when she knows she can be vulnerable without being judged. A man who gives her that safety doesn't just win her affection, he earns her devotion. She opens fully to him because her heart recognizes his understanding as love itself. Understanding is the language of the soul. When a man understands a woman's emotions, she feels seen. When a woman understands a man's silence, he feels respected. These two understandings create harmony, a rhythm where love can breathe. There are moments in every relationship when both feel misunderstood. The man feels like nothing he does is enough. The woman feels like she is not being heard. These are the moments love feels fragile. But these are also the moments that define love. Because real love is not proven in the easy times, it is revealed in how we hold each other in confusion. When a man chooses to stay calm instead of defensive, he invites healing. When a woman chooses to soften instead of attack, she invites connection. In that quiet balance, they both begin to return to their hearts. A man's heart grows through appreciation. Every time she acknowledges his effort, no matter how small, his heart expands. He begins to want to give more, to do more, to love more. When she says thank you, it touches him deeper than she realizes. It tells him that his love is making a difference. It tells him that he matters. A woman's soul grows through reassurance. Every time he listens without interrupting, every time he reminds her that her feelings are valid, her soul relaxes. She feels safe again, and her love overflows naturally. She does not need to be told how to love. She simply needs the space to express what she already feels. In this gentle exchange, love becomes simple again. A man gives his strength, and a woman gives her tenderness. He grounds her when she feels overwhelmed, and she uplifts him when he feels uncertain. Together, they create balance, the dance of masculine and feminine energy that life has designed so beautifully. Sometimes we forget that men and women are not meant to think alike. They are meant to feel together. When a man tries to fix her emotions, she feels unseen. When a woman tries to correct his actions, he feels unworthy. The key is not to fix each other, but to understand that both ways of loving are sacred. Love grows when we stop asking, who's right, and start asking, how can we understand each other better? Because in the end, love is not about being perfect, it is about being present. It is about knowing that even when we fall short, the intention to love is still enough. Love is not found in perfection. It is found in the willingness to try again. Every man and woman will hurt each other in moments of fear or misunderstanding. What matters most is not avoiding those moments, but knowing how to return to love after them. When a man feels misunderstood, his instinct is to pull away. He believes that distance will protect both of them from more pain. But what he truly needs is reassurance, not through words, but through the quiet acceptance that tells him he is still loved even when he feels lost. A man's heart opens again when he feels that his mistakes do not define his worth. A woman's soul, on the other hand, carries deep sensitivity. When she feels unheard, her emotions rise not because she is weak, but because she feels unseen. Her tears are her heart speaking a language that words cannot express. What she truly needs is presence, not promises, not solutions, but a heart that stays. When a man listens to her feelings without judgment, she begins to heal, not only from that moment, but from every moment she ever felt alone. Healing between a man and a woman begins with understanding that neither loves wrongly. They just love differently. A man expresses love through doing, and a woman expresses love through feeling. He feels fulfilled when his actions make her happy, and she feels fulfilled when her emotions are received with love. When they learn to see the value in each other's ways, they no longer compete, they complement. Forgiveness is the bridge back to love. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting the pain. It means remembering that the love between you is stronger than the pain that passed through you. A man forgives through acceptance by letting go of what he cannot fix. A woman forgives through expression by releasing what her soul can no longer carry. Both paths lead to peace when guided by understanding. In love, both will make mistakes. There will be times he doesn't listen and times she doesn't appreciate. There will be words said in frustration and silences that feel too long. Yet the beauty of true love is that it never stops trying. Even after the storm, it reaches for calm again, because love is not a moment. It is a commitment to return again and again to the heart of what matters. A man's heart softens when he feels believed in. When a woman believes in him, even when he doubts himself, it restores something sacred inside him. Her belief becomes his mirror, reminding him of the strength and goodness he forgot he had. That belief is not control, it is faith. It tells him, "I trust the man you are becoming," and that trust makes him want to become even better. A woman's soul shines when she feels cherished. When a man appreciates her presence, not just her beauty, but her kindness, her patience, her heart, she glows differently. She no longer seeks validation. She feels valued. Her love becomes deeper, more peaceful, and more giving. She does not need grand gestures. She needs gentle consistency. She blooms in an environment of safety and care. Many couples lose their connection because they stop doing the small things that build emotional closeness. The heart of a man needs gentle encouragement. The soul of a woman needs gentle attention. When both are given, love flows naturally. A kind word, a soft touch, a moment of listening, a simple thank you, these are not small acts. They are love's foundation. Sometimes we believe that passion alone keeps love alive, but true love endures not through passion alone, but through patience. It grows in the quiet understanding that both will have days of strength and days of weakness. On her strong days, she can lift him with compassion. On his strong days, he can hold her with stability. That is the rhythm of a real relationship, a balance between giving and receiving, leading and surrendering, speaking and listening. When a man learns to hold space for a woman's emotions, she becomes softer, more trusting, more open. When a woman learns to give space for a man's silence, he becomes calmer, more communicative, more loving. Love is not about control. It is about allowance, allowing the other to be who they are while gently guiding them toward their best. To understand the heart of a man and the soul of a woman is to understand that both long for the same feeling, to be loved for who they are, not who the world expects them to be. Beneath every argument, every silence, every misunderstanding, that same longing exists. When couples remember this, they stop fighting against each other and start fighting for each other. Love is not a destination. It is a journey of understanding. It asks for patience when the other is distant, compassion when they are hurting, forgiveness when they falter, and gratitude when they try. In those small choices, love becomes unbreakable. Love grows not only through romance, but through awareness. When a man and a woman begin to truly understand each other's emotional nature, they start to create something sacred, a space where both hearts can rest. This is the spiritual side of love, where connection is not just about words or actions, but energy, presence, and soul. The heart of a man finds peace when he knows he is trusted. Trust is not just believing that he will stay. It is believing that his intentions are good, even when his actions fall short. When a woman trusts his heart, she reminds him of his purpose. Her faith becomes a light in his confusion. He feels guided not by pressure but by love. The soul of a woman feels alive when she knows she is understood. Understanding is her oxygen. That day, she feels whole again, G something extraordin extraorixted, IARYHANAPPENED. Her soul relaxes, her walls drop, and her love flows freely. It is not about him solving her pain, but about him standing with her through it. In that stillness, she feels his love most deeply. True connection begins when both stop demanding perfection and start offering presence. A man does not need to have all the answers, and a woman does not need to hold all the emotions alone. When they meet each other halfway with softness and patience, something magical happens. They begin to heal together. Healing in love is not dramatic, it is gentle. It happens in quiet evenings where apologies turn into understanding. It happens in moments when words are not enough, but eyes say everything. It happens when hands hold not because they are perfect, but because they are willing. In these small, sacred moments, love remembers itself. A man's love matures when he learns to listen beyond words. When he begins to sense the feeling beneath her voice, when he chooses to stay calm even when she is emotional, he discovers that her heart is not chaos, it is depth. And a woman's love matures when she learns to appreciate his silence without fearing it, when she realizes that his distance is not disinterest, but a need to gather strength. Her patience becomes his anchor. The harmony between them is not found in sameness, but in balance. He brings the steadiness that grounds her emotions. She brings the warmth that awakens his sensitivity. He teaches her that calm is not coldness. She teaches him that emotion is not weakness. Together they create a wholeness that neither could find alone. There is something sacred about the way a woman's love softens a man's heart. Her tenderness reaches places he has kept locked for years. She gives him the courage to feel, to open, to trust again. And there is something equally divine about the way a man's presence strengthens a woman's spirit. His steadiness gives her soul permission to rest. His quiet confidence reminds her that she is safe to be fully herself. When love reaches this level of understanding, it becomes more than a relationship. It becomes a journey of the soul. They no longer seek to complete each other, but to awaken each other. His heart learns empathy. Her soul learns patience. Both begin to mirror the divine, strength in him, compassion in her, harmony in both. There will still be moments of misunderstanding, but now they will feel different. Because when love matures, conflict no longer feels like an ending. It feels like a pause, a brief storm that clears the air so connection can return even deeper. The couple no longer fears the rain, for they have learned to dance in it. To love deeply is to see beyond the surface. It is to look into the eyes of another and recognize the same longing, the desire to be seen, accepted, and loved as they are. When a man and woman love from this space, they are no longer just partners, they are companions in growth. Each helps the other evolve, not through pressure, but through presence. The beauty of this understanding is that it transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. A shared meal becomes communion, a quiet walk becomes meditation, A soft touch becomes prayer. The relationship becomes a living reminder that love is not something we find. It is something we nurture every day. The heart of a man and the soul of a woman were never meant to compete. They were meant to create harmony, a balance between giving and receiving, logic and emotion, doing and being. When they honor that balance, love becomes effortless. It no longer feels like work, it feels like flow.